Morning. I am Reggie, Associate Professor, Department of ECE. Today we are going to discuss about satellite communication Unit 1 launch vehicle. On this topic, students can able to understand the concept of launch vehicle and understand the concept of propulsion. The launching of the satellite into an orbit is a very complex and expensive operation. In most cases, launch vehicle cost is same as satellite itself. A launch vehicle can be considered as a system that includes the following: structure, engine, propellant, storage and pump, guidance and control. Types: launch vehicle can be classified into expandable and reusable. Expandable launch vehicle or space shuttle was developed to replace the expandable launch vehicle, which is also known as space transportation system. Expandable launch example: solar sail type satellite. As you can see, one example of expandable launch vehicle is Intelsat. Starting from the launch, its station, Akko station, it has 21 stages. The stages and the time taken for the stage are: Alta Centaurial launch T0, gestation offering T0 plus 2 on 15 s, transfer orbit injection T1 equal to T0 plus 27 meter. Tensure reorientation to orbit normal T1 plus 10 seconds. Satellite separation T1 plus 2 meter. Spin up T1 plus 2 meter plus 2s. TC and R line establish T1 plus 20 meter. Orbit and altitude determination 1 plus 30 meter. Reorientation to apogee motor fire altitude T2 plus 2.8 meter. Final altitude adjustment T2 plus 2.4 height. Apogee motor firing T2. TC and R antenna coverage reorientation. Orbit and altitude determination T2 plus 20h. Reorientation for drift orbit correction T2 plus 20h. Initiate drift orbit velocity correction T2 plus 23.7h. Drift orientation orbit correction T3 equal to T2 plus 24.25h. Design T3 plus 5 meter. Deploy solar array antenna T3 plus 15 meter. Sun accostation T3 plus 1 hour. Capture Earth capture T3 plus 4.5 hours. Station across T3 plus 12 months. Cylindrical type satellite. Another one example of expanded launch vehicle is STS Annex C4. So you can see the actual structure, how we are going to deploy the apogee motor for apogee motor, radio frequency, perigee link stage, reaction control system and space transportation system, and how the cylindrical type satellite to be launched. Launch vehicle for commercial Ariane. The Ariane family of space launch was developed by European Space Agency together with the French Space Agency. Ariane 1 capability of 1850 km geostationary transfer orbit. Ariane 2, 3, 4 were developed with different capabilities. Ariane 5 capability of 5900 km geostationary transfer orbit. Alta's launch system is a product of General Dynamics Space Division of US. In 1962, developed Altas 2, Altas 2A, etc. Delta launch vehicle are now managed by Docmonal Doctors of NSA, the US Air Force. Delta 2 launches a capable of inserting a 1250 km payload in the GTA. Titanium, the final version of launch vehicle, Titanium 1 became operational in 1956. Then Titanium 2 was designed by NASA. Titanium 3 for US Air Force, capability of putting 14,000 kg into LEO, up to 5,000 for direct insertion of GTO. HA and H22 are launch vehicle for National Space Development Agency of Japan. Using the launcher, a variety of mission is possible, including lunar and planetary probes for robotic spacecraft that designed to an Earth. The launcher was developed by China. The Long Launch March and recently developed most powerful launcher. It is a payload of 90,000 kg in LEO and 3,100 kg in GTO. Propulsion. The propulsion subsystem is required for communication satellite to maintain a proper orientation and spin rate in transfer orbit. Inject the satellite into geostationary orbit. Maintain the satellite at the correct longitude and equilateral plane by station keeping. Help in altitude control. So the assessment question mainly deals with ascending node means the point where the orbit crosses the equilateral plane going from south to north, the point longest from Earth, the point closest to the Earth, none of the above. True anomaly, the point largest from Earth, the angle from perigee to satellite position measured at the Earth center, the point closest approaches to Earth, none of the mentioned thing. The application of the satellite system, already we know about terrestrial communication, point to point communication, weather forecasting, none of. So the answer is weather forecasting. So the aim deals with the major launch vehicle and the propulsion system. So most of this satellite we will use in our to determine the position based upon the different stages. Thank you.